They said, "You going to come to the concert tonight?" And I go, "Oh man, I got to get up at 4 in the morning. I don't know if I." And then Stephen looked kind of hurt.
I know.
But I mean, should I have lied and just said, "Yeah, I'm going to be there"?
No, you got to be truthful. You got to be honest, because then they'd be even more hurt if you didn't show up.
Then I was telling Stephen and Joe about the lesbian. We're going to a lesbian show today. Two of the girls.
That you can make.
Well, it's early.
Well, it's early. That's around my day. That's around my schedule.
If Aerosmith could perform at noon, we'd go see that.
I said to Stephen and Joe, I said, "Listen, I know since you guys did me the favor of coming on my show here, just stopping in unannounced without us even knowing about it, least I can do is turn you on to this. Me, Jackie, Gary, Fred, and Stuttering John."
Oh, you letting Stuttering John come?
Yeah, why are we letting him come?
I thought you were confining it to just yourselves.
Why do we have to let guys like Stuttering John in?
Well, John's got this whole thing where he gets really bummed out, where he feels he's a part of the show, not an intern anymore, and you always seem to leave him bunching with the interns. And he wants to feel like he's a part of the show. He's been with us a long time. You don't have to let him in. I'm just explaining.
But it is kind of fun. While the girls are like getting into it, before they get into it, it's fun to goof on his stutter and stuff, right, guys? You guys want him there?
You want him there for comic relief?
It's really for Jackie's birthday, so you decide.
I would love to have him there.
You would.
Jackie will make it 50 guys.
No, it can't be. Because it'll ruin it. There's something real dirty about watching two girls, just a couple of guys in the room.
Oh, you remember in that trip to L.A., huh?
Yeah. There were too many guys in that lesbian show.
That was a big party. That
turned into a seminar.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, guys, one at a time, ask your questions. We had this lesbian show.
And the girls, yeah,
and they go, "We're very serious about our lesbian. If any of you laugh or talk during it, we're getting up and leaving."
How close do we come to bursting?
Yeah, and then we have Leslie West in the room who's like, come on.
We had to put him on the terrace.
But this is a different kind of lesbian show. These two girls have never done lesbianism. They're going to have a choreographer there teaching them lesbianism. And they're like two of the best looking girls I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
This is like Lesbian 101 or something like that. They're learning.
So I said to Steve and Joe, I said, "Listen, man, I'll tell you what. You guys want to come, you can come." They were like out of their minds.
Steven's eyes got huge.
Yeah, well, he says, "You don't understand, man. I love that. I love watching." I go, "You and every other guy with a penis loves watching that. What do you think, you're different?"
Yes, but Joe said no.
Yeah. Well, don't believe it. They'll be there. If they're men, they'll be there.
Men.
You know who wrote Living on the Edge?
Who?
One of the Hudson brothers.
Oh, did he really? By himself?
I think so.
Who wrote that lick? I'm
pretty sure that Mark Hudson is the guy that wrote the lyrics.
Something wrong in the... Is Mark Hudson the one who was married to Goldie Hawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can never get those Hudson brothers
Well, it says Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, and Mark Hudson.
That's the guy who wrote some stuff with Bon Jovi, didn't he? Yeah. What is it, Stuttering John?
No, Mark,
Oh, I thought you were here to complain about the lesbian show.
No, I was going to tell you about Mark Hudson, because I wrote a song with him, too, My album coming up.
Did you really?
Yeah, but...
How'd that happen?
Both ends of the
There's
showbiz
something
scale.
wrong in the world today.
But actually, that song's supposed...
It's just something wrong in the world today.
He told me that song he had for 4 years now. 5 years, something, and he wrote the Living on the Edge.
What's Living on the Edge?
Yeah.
Why don't you write that song with him? How come Aerosmith got it?
Well, they're Aerosmith.
Saving the good stuff.
Where's your... Let me hear the song you wrote with him.
I don't have it, but, I'll bring it in if you want.
What?
I don't have it with me, but I'll bring it in if you want.
What, did you get in a room with Mark Hudson?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I ended up drinking beers with him and hanging out.
How'd you hook up with him?
He was in town, and he was interested in doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he the brother that's now married to Cindy Williams?
He's the one who's now going out with a big star.
Sharon Stone?
No.
Liza Minnelli?
Oh, no, he's, oh, man, I can't believe it.
Dude, come on, tell a story.
You know, too. No. Well, he was the one who, he was the one,
He was the one
Can I say the things I like?
No, don't say it. You can't say it. We don't know that it's true.
Yeah, would you get it together?
I'm trying to tell this one story, but you just can't say it on the air.
All right.
Who's he going out with? Isn't one of the Hudson brothers going out with the girl from Laverne and Shirley?
One of them's married to Laverne and Shirley.
He was.
Is this the same one?
No, yeah, one of them was married to Linda Ronstadt, too.
And Goldie Hawn. How many Hudson brothers are there?
There's
Three.
And there's one woman with real talent that writes with Bon Jovi and
That's
Aerosmith and Mark.
And that's,
I'm trying to figure out which one he is.
And what's the name of the song that you wrote with him?
If I had to say.
What?
If I had to say.
You had to say. No one would understand it anyway.
If I had to say, nobody'd ever know.
You had to say, you'd stammer through it. So when you sat there, like, how did it work? He came in and said, "I got a really good tune."
Well, yeah, he had one that he, that he had written for me, right?
Can you imagine?
So then he was on the phone telling the.
I wish I could have been there for that session.
So we were writing I was writing the lyrics.
Were you nervous when you wrote with him? Because he's written a lot of hit songs, that guy.
Well, at first, but then we started drinking and stuff, and then he was
a couple of beers.
Had a couple of beers.
So he got on the phone with his publisher and told him to come over, and I came up with something else, and we ended up turning that into the song.
Yeah.
Your lick, huh?
Is that going to be on your album?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, it's a good song.
So did you spend more time laughing or writing? Laughing at you or writing at you? Writing with you.
John called me at home one night. It was like 10 o'clock. He said, I'm here with Mark Hudson. He's got great showbiz stories. And he put me on the phone with the guy. And the guy told me a whole bunch of stories we can't repeat on the air.
But they're great stories.
Well, yeah, I can make up stories too.
But see, now in the tabloids it says that he's dating somebody. But all you guys were there with me.
Well, the guys were where with you?
I think Jackie was with me when it was disclosed.
Have you noticed his head now starts taking different shapes when he stutters?
Yeah.
It gets long.
I'm just pissing myself because I know that we all know.
Did you rap to Steven Tyler and Joe Perry when they were here?
Nah.
I see you come in the room, try to get something going.
No, I had a message for Steve. That's fine.
Steven was like, "Get out, you douche."
Yeah.
Well, I saw John trying to work himself into like the Aerosmith crowd there.
You didn't tell him you were a musician?
You didn't tell him you have an album coming out on Atlantic?
No, I
managed to tell him I got a movie and stuff coming up.
Yeah, you were kind of weird over there.
Well, he asked me. Steven said, "What are you doing with the book?" And I said, "Well, it looks like I'm going to be doing a movie." And he was like, "Congratulations."
Yeah, that's it.
Who
is it?
In the tabloid, supposedly Mark Hudson is now dating Cher.
You think I played it too thick, you mean, when I was like laying on all the stuff I got coming up? Yeah, like trying to impress the boys?
Yeah,
I probably did. You're probably right.
Yeah, you can pull it off good, though, doing that.
Try to let them know that I'm happening. That I'm not just so disc jockey.
See, that's what stinks about being a stutterer. If I tried, I'd be so...
You would be like, I got an
exactly,
album coming out on Atlantic.
Your segues were very smooth. I clicked that.
Yeah, right.
My book did good. I didn't know if it would. I hope my movie does as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got into it.
I mean,
you never know, Like maybe you need the guy for the movie or something. So what I'm thinking is the soundtrack of the movie, maybe get Aerosmith to do a song. I was trying to work into that.
I was stuttering in front of the publicist, so imagine.
Right. You were really blowing it in front of her.
Yeah, so imagine, because the publicist has like thrown me out of numerous events.
She came.
Oh, is that right?
She came to get them out, and the bodyguard and the publicist recognized John from several events.
They were about to throw him out of here.
In fact, the bodyguard recognized John from events that had nothing to do with Aerosmith.
Right.
He bodyguarded Demi Moore twice.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And pushed John against the car both times.
That big black guy?
Yeah. And he told me I called him a mother, father, and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and stuff, but I don't remember.
That guy looked pretty vicious.
He did look.
I wouldn't want him angry.
Yeah.
I think that's part of their job is to look unhappy.
He said he threw me
angry.
against the car once.
That guy was as black as night, pure black,
He
no
wasn't
white.
black as night. You know what? You see a big black guy, he gets darker.
He got so dark, Robin.
You have to remember you have dark glasses.
He was space.
He was as dark as space, and he was standing there. He must have been about 7 feet tall.
Definitely not as dark as Wesley Snipes.
Oh man, are you crazy?
I'm not crazy.
Wesley Snipes sometimes in those night shots, I can't even see him.
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. I thought.
Nah.
But he was very dark, and he came in here and he burst through the door and he just said, "Okay, these guys have to get out of here. They're not supposed to be on any radio station."
You're out of here, guys.
Yeah.
Now he's telling Aerosmith that.
And they're listening.
Yeah.
They're like, "Okay, boss."
Jumped up.
Yeah. Wow. That's some job, babysitting rock stars.
Can you imagine the guys who had to dole out the $20?
Yeah.
Here, Steven, here's your $20 for today.
But that guy, that was the biggest black guy I ever saw.
He was huge.
He was bigger than
He was bigger than Leonard Marshall.
He was bigger than Roger Clinton's guy.
He was darker than a blackboard in an eclipse.
Oh, stop it.
He was.
You know what? You are ridiculous.
He was the darkest man I ever saw.
He was a brown man.
Really,
That was
Robin?
Not a dark
Are you
man.
sure?
You know what? You really ought to get yourself in control because you're really paranoid.
You know what it is? When a guy's that big, if he's light brown, he turns jet black in my eyes. You know what I mean?
You get so scared.
Yeah,
it becomes like night. He's midnight.
Like, sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry for all that oppression. I apologize.
They're ridiculous.
Oh, okay. What do you want me to do? Here's my money.
He was the same color.
Could you
as
imagine
John's
being
shirt.
in the slave days and you see a guy like that up for auction?
Oh, no, you don't buy him.
Oh, my God. I could not handle him.
Stop.
I would have to have a good overseer.
First you go shopping for a bigger chain.
Yeah.
You don't buy that guy.
But could you imagine? Unbelievable.
You have to buy him and 50 women so he could breed.
Right. Oh, I'd breed him.
Tired.
I would breed him, though.
I hope I never see him again.
I know. If I was a slave owner and a guy like that, I mean, that guy he could pull the plow of I
He
don't
can
know.
pull the house.
Yeah,
What are you talking
with a chain.
You want to move the house? Let him do it.
But I would breed him with some of my bigger female slaves. Not the ones I personally would have
right,
in my
I
bedroom.
can see you owning that guy.
Hey, I probably couldn't afford him.
I'd be attending your funeral.
I know I couldn't afford him. You know what that guy would have gone for in slave days? Oh, my God.
Why would he even stay on your farm?
$6,000. At least
Because
100
I'd have a
acres.
very, very big overseer.
What? So
Very
what?
mean.
So
Simon
what?
Legree.
Just walk off. Who's going to stop him? You'd have to cut
Hey,
off his foot.
There are laws.
You'd have to
So you
cut
cut off one of his feet. Who cares? Guy that size, he could still work a plow. I actually wouldn't even want him working a plow. I'd want him just...
change his genetics if you cut off his leg.
Right.
That's right.
Thank you, Jackie. Jackie could be overseer.
Could be overseer.
So it'd be a different situation.
You know, Mr. Stern, I suggest we cut off his leg.
Won't change his genetics.
Cut off his leg.
Here, have sex with his torso.
You better cut off his leg or I won't have a fighting chance. But was he big? I mean, can you imagine? Like, you go to like a slave auction, and in the old days when slavery was allowed, that guy would have fetched like thousands of dollars.
That would have been, he'd have been $1 million slave.
Right.
The average was 40 acres and a mule, so he would have been like triple that.
Right. The headline.
The average was 40 acres and a mule.
That's where Spike Lee gets
No.
his...
After slavery was ended, every black person was guaranteed 40 acres and a mule.
I guess it was their worth.
What is Gary talking about?
I was out of my mind. I'm scared. I was scared of the guy. He made me nervous.
The average was 40 acres and a mule.
Gary all confused about black history.
That's why it's February Black History Month.
All right, you're learning. You're learning in here all about slavery.
Boy, I can't wait to learn more on Black Jeopardy next week.
Gary's ancestors got 40 acres and mule's teeth.
Ah, come on. Oh, yeah, sure. That's funny.
The teeth of a mule. All right. So Stuttering John, I guess you get to go to the lesbian show.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm surprised you don't want me there.
It's not that I don't want you there. It's just not fair to the other interns and stuff.
Well, I'm not an intern, though. I mean, I've been here for so many more
John's
years.
a paid employee.
I'm paid. I go on the street for you all the time. I mean, that big black guy threw me against the car.
All right. Enough said. I said you could go.
There's a whole thing going on because we're calling an intern meeting.
Yeah.
And I heard through the grapevine that John asked if we could meet with him separately because it was
John,
embarrassing.
John,
embarrassing
Go to the meeting.
It's not that. It's because it's not that because
you're an intern. Believe me, we throw you that money
So
just
now
out of pity.
Now I called it an office meeting and everyone could come.
Oh, okay. So we changed the name of the meeting.
For you.
Office meeting.
if someone is an intern for 4 years, finally gets paid, so he's not an intern, then he's still call it. What is it? I'm going to be perennially the intern.
What was that word?
Perennially the intern.
You're an intern with an album deal. That's what you are. All right. And if the record bombs, you're an intern without an album deal. That's it. And if the record's a hit, you're an intern with a hit record. All right, very good, John. We have to finish the news.
I'm going to tell you, some more Hudson supposedly is dating Sharon now. That's the
big deal. Who hasn't? Except me. She's dated a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's getting her? I'd like to get her. I'd like to get her just to say I got her.
So you could be like everybody else.
Right. So when like a rock star sit around and talk about girls they've had.
Well, see, he produced Chastity Bono's album, so I guess maybe that could be helpful.
Hey, that was really good.
Where is that album?
I don't even think we ever saw it.
That must have been his penance.
She didn't get a copy of that album.
Yeah.
well,
we got it.
Do we?
Yeah.
We played it.
Because he wrote almost all the songs on
I thought
that
we had
album.
the single. We didn't have an album. I don't think there ever was an album.
I'm not sure there was.
Yeah. Forget it. We got to get to the news anyway. Anyway, all right, you get to go to the lesbian show.
Thank you, Howard.
All right. But if Aerosmith comes there, don't be all over them.
I won't be. I'm not like that, man.
Oh, come on. He almost hugged Eric Clapton in the street.
Oh, you are the biggest.
Why are you touching that man?
Did you hug him?
I touched him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, Eric, what's
and
up?"
Eric looked at his shoulder like he now wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah, like sell his coat.
And Robin, you should talk because backstage at Skid Row, you were like enamored and being so jovial and all them too. Like
I didn't touch him.
Oh, you were like you were. I mean, Lenny Kravitz had like giving the compliments of the century with him.
I don't even remember this.
Oh yeah, of course she doesn't. She's like, "Oh, Lenny, I love your album."
I did
Good
love
album.
his album.
I know, but you're just bad as me.
But you're a guy, man.
He's walking down Madison Avenue. You don't touch Eric Clapton.
You're practically getting a third base with Eric Clapton.
I tapped him on the shoulder. I swear that's it.
You're part homo. Get out of here. No lesbian show for you. Just because I've been reminded of your incident with Eric Clapton. Get out of here. Go back to dreaming about lesbian shows. I like having the power of the lesbian show to hold over everyone's head.
That's right.
Very powerful. Anyway.